Hello everyone, in this video, I will explain about countable and uncountable nouns. Before forming plurals correctly, it is important to understand the difference between countable and non-countable nouns. Countable nouns are the nouns that we can physically count. For example, one table, two tables, three tables. So they make a distinction between singular and plural forms. While non-countable nouns are the nouns that cannot be counted, and they do not make a distinction between singular and plural forms. Although these nouns may refer to large quantities of things, they act like singular nouns grammatically. Uncountable nouns. Remember, never take a plural ending "s". Always take a singular verb. Cannot be used with the indefinite article "a" or "an", and are frequently used with no article at all. Uncountable nouns are used with collective quantity. Words like a lot of, some, any, much, or more instead of count words like many, several, two, or few. Pay attention if you work on an academic paper, keep these non-countable nouns in mind because they are often misused. Money, research, advice, knowledge, information, and evidence. Never write monies, researches, advices, etc. The categories of uncountable nouns are abstractions. For example, beauty, revenge, knowledge, progress, poverty. Here the sentence as an example. Ignorance causes poverty. Next category, liquids and gases. The words examples are water, beer, air, gasoline, milk. For example, gas is cheaper than oil. Wine is my favorite beverage. The third category is materials, like gold, silver, wood, glass, sand. For example, he had a wheel made of iron. Gold is more valuable than silver. The next categories is categories of food. Rice, flour, cheese, salt, yogurt. For example, bread is delicious. Meat and cheese are sources of protein. The fifth category of uncountable nouns is languages. French, English, Korean. For example, Navajo is a complex language. Do you speak German? Okay, now go to the next category, that is academic fields, like physics, astronomy, music. For example, philosophy is a difficult subject. My brother is majoring in biology. And then the next category of uncountable nouns is sports and games. tennis, golf, basketball. For example, do you play chess? Soccer is becoming more popular in America. The next category is weather: fog, wind, snow. For example, severe drought can cause famine. The city of Buffalo gets more snow than most cities in New York State. Go on to the next category is natural phenomena: gravity, nuclear energy, magnetism. For example, electricity is a form of energy. Newton discovered the principles of gravity. Next category is gerund or verbal nouns like running, singing, smoking. For example, swimming is excellent exercise. Sleeping during class is not recommended. The last category of uncountable nouns is groups of things of varying size and shape, like jewelry, garbage, luggage, equipment. For example, fine jewelry is expensive. Trash was thrown everywhere in the room. Here are more rules for uncountable nouns. The first rule: how do you denote a specific number or quantity of non-count nouns? Here is the explanation. Use countable nouns such as piece, ton, cup, etc. Pair with of and a plural verb. For example, 10 pieces of jewelry were stolen. The second rule: what about general quantities? So you may use general words such as more, much, a lot of, less, and large quantity of, but keep your non-countable noun singular. Here is an example. We need to do more research. More research. A lot of valuable information is contained in this paper. A lot of valuable information. You may use a large quantities. You may use more, but keep your non-countable nouns singular. The third rule is: what if the non-countable noun is definite? As soon as you specify a non-countable noun by attaching a defining phrase to it, you must use the just as you would with any other noun. For example, the beauty of the night was overwhelming. The information that you gave me was valuable. The last rules: do some non-countable nouns take the ending "s"? Well, yes, some non-countable nouns, for example, use physics and species and in "s". This ending, however, is not a plural ending. This is simply the way a noun ends. These words will take a singular verb as any other non-count verb. For example, this news is important. Physics is my favorite subject. Some nouns can be used as either non-countable or countable nouns, and the meaning of these nouns changes slightly depending on the form being used. Remember, the uncountable noun refers to the whole idea or quantity, whereas the countable noun refers to a specific example or type. Here are examples. Linguistics is the study of language. Language. Some languages, like English and Spanish, are international. To paint requires a lot of work, meaning that you need a lot of energy to paint something. While the word work in countable noun, for example, this painting is a work of art. The work here means a result. The next example, this wine is delicious. Liquid. While in countable noun, the word wine will have different meaning. The wines of France are famous, so it refers to a specific type of wines, which is from France. Well, thank you everyone for listening my explanation, and let's get practices.